Hello and happy Friday evening, beautiful people. Welcome into the PHLY Phillies podcast. Jamie Lynch, Renee Washington, Tyler Zulli with you. And this opening week Friday night victory is brought to you by Factor Meal Kits. Renee had a Factor Meal Kit for dinner tonight.
I did.
In here tonight. What'd you go with? The chicken piccata?
It was a yummy chicken piccata.
Smelled really good.
It was amazing.
I had the Indian butter chicken for lunch today
Also
myself,
amazing.
which was very good and very filling. So you can take advantage of Factor Meal Kits. Also, use the code Phillies50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life with any active subscription by going to factormeals.com/Phillies50. Chris Slemmer, you truly are a sicko, and you, again, were first in the chat tonight, and we love you for it. The Phillies win, the Phillies win, the Phillies win.
You're so bah humbug,
No,
Jamie.
it's good. It's just my voice, and I'm tired. That's all. I'm cranky. No, the person that does Villanova basketball on the radio goes, Cats win, Cats win, Cats win. That's why I did. Phillies win.
I
Phillies
see you're
win.
Embracing your inner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Phillies win tonight. They probably should have had about 12 runs, but they end up getting the win 4-0. Mostly nothing bad to talk about. We will talk about the grounded and double plays and stranded base runners and all that. But let's not start there, Renee, because the positive is Aaron Nola had a nice bounce back win after his Saturday opening weekend. He was the worst pitcher of the staff to start out the year. Mm-hmm. And he goes 5 2/3 tonight, strikes out 4, which is a little low for him. 4 walks, only 2 hits, 0 earned runs, but goes 95 pitches. You can debate if he should have gotten that last out to get the full 6 innings, but who cares? Basically, Matt Strahm comes in, but I think Aaron Nola was the best story of the night. Maybe Bryce Harper, maybe Kyle Schwarber, but Aaron Nola was very encouraging.
I think one of the storylines that jumps out about this shutout win is that there is no major storyline. It was just kind of like a...
Well, then that sucked. That's the storyline.
Yeah. But it wasn't a matter... I mean, you can talk about how Brandon Marsh looked, how Kyle Schwarber looked consistent. Nick finally kind of getting a hit, getting a chance to score a run. Even Bryson Stott, there's lots of positives, but there's nothing that just jumps off the page because what I liked is, Jamie, the fact that the Phillies took care of business. And that to me is the best storyline. Yes, obviously we're going to get into leaving runners stranded and having runners in scoring position and just not being able to keep the inning alive.
Renee,
We'll get there.
Johan Rojas hit a ball out of the infield. Let's not bury the lead here. He got one out of the infield.
Oh, man.
Johan, you might have just bought yourself an extra 4 days.
Oh, man. Hopefully you guys are seeing us right now because I know our Flyers are doing a post-game show also. I don't know if that caused any issues.
Are we frozen?
But either way, I don't see it.
No, I think we should be good.
I mean, we're good. I don't see anything on my end.
I'm watching us on the phone.
But the point is, this wasn't like a game you watched and you had to hold your breath.
No, it was nice.
It was nice. It was, it was, again, still areas for improvement, but a solid victory. First road game, you get a road victory. So I will take it. I will take a boring, take care of business, a win is a win type of game. I know we got different people in the chat. Tim A, what's up, Tim A, with 3 M's and 2 Y's. Kim, Ray, Kai, Dartpoo, Crawley. A win is a win, Lisa. Okay, Lisa, you see us. Glad we see you. Hopefully everything went well with the procedure too, by the way, Lisa. Derek, yes.
Derek, our resident IT man, is trying to get to the root of the issue.
Oh, he's on it.
He said he thinks that's a Ray issue,
I think it is a Ray issue.
A PHLY issue. So thank you, IT man Derek Bodner.
He wears many hats here.
Yeah, big win for the Sixers last night. Obviously, the Flyers have a playoff on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are always active. Of course, Anthony's going on these days, and we got a lot cooking.
We had an earthquake today. We had the City Connect jerseys drop. It's been a Friday. It's been quite a Friday.
The earthquake I was outside for.
No. What'd you do?
I didn't notice it.
Oh.
Because I didn't feel anything beneath me. I had just gotten back from Target.
I feel like that's a bummer that you didn't get a chance to experience the earthquake the same way we all did.
It's okay. So I couldn't see anything shake or rattle. Did you experience the earthquake, the 4.8?
In the true Renee, I don't like to talk about myself in third person, but true fashion of who I am, I was, of course, naturally in the bathroom when it happened.
Seems to be a theme with you.
Not to be TMI, but I feel like this is a safe space of our family. And so
that seems to fit. It tracks.
When major things slam down and touch down on the earth, I am in the bathroom.
As Matt Gill pointed out, it was 24 minutes after the Phillies revealed the City Connect
and it shook to the entire East Coast.
Yeah.
People as far down as Florida, people as north up as like Boston area.
And then there was
it was a moment.
The aftershocks later this afternoon, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like I felt that. But I can't believe that we got an earthquake today, just as much as I can't believe some other things that did happen.
It could have been people in South Philadelphia just jumping up and down.
Yes, I was cleaning CDs, Mickey. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was construction or a big truck that was rolling through, and then I realized how long it was happening for. And when I ran to the window and saw there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are all okay.
So the City Connect jerseys did come out this afternoon. I'm sure everybody has seen them. They're the leak that came out that we talked about like 2 months ago.
We're there already? We're talking about the City Connect jerseys?
Yeah, since we were just talking about them and we're on the subject of the earthquake and people revolting. One guy did boo the Fanatic when he came out of the team store today. I thought that was very Philadelphian. The Fanatic comes out with a new jersey and he's like, hey, look at me. And one guy's like, boo. And I thought that sums up Philadelphia perfectly. The jerseys, they look like something you'd buy from the Wildwood Boardwalk.
Oh, wow. Not the Wildwood Boardwalk. What is it about them, Jamie?
The colors, I don't mind. The hat's okay. I don't know. Something about that font. Just, no.
I'm a big, as you know, detail-oriented fashionista person. I like to think that I am. I just feel like the colors could have been better flowing. Like, it doesn't scream Major League Baseball to me. It screams youth sports.
Wildwood Boardwalk.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're talking about Phillies, marquee, City Connect jerseys, and the font is definitely weird. You can't even read it. When they said New Dawn, people were commenting like New Onion. You can't even read the font.
Tyler, can you pull up the picture of the Trey Turner jersey back so we can share it with the people?
There were a lot of people, I will say, that were on social media mentioning originally they hated it, and now they've seen the guys in it, and like all together with the pants and the hat, they don't mind it, they like it. But I just think that for how much money and time was spent, this is what you came up with? Like, this is the big reveal. When I think of a big reveal, I think of something that's going to like wow us in a good way. That looks like you spent time on it, not a youth baseball looking jersey.
Yeah, the hat.
It's just not giving what it's, it's not giving what it's supposed to.
Yeah, hat's good. Jersey's meh. The font reminds me of getting a tattoo. Mickey Durkin said that. He's like, this is 97 Northeast Philadelphia tattoo font. Woo! City Connect jerseys come out. Everybody's excited.
Oh, there it is. Woo!
The Trey Turner 7 looks like a question mark.
It's right here in studio. It does not look like a 7.
That looks like a Super Mario World question mark. Like on one of the boxes.
I like you want to jump on the box.
Yeah. That does not look like a 7.
Why this font? There's a gazillion fonts in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
And what makes it worse, I think, is the fact that the Philadelphia Union already obviously embraced the city flag colors in a nice way. It flows well, and this was a huge dropped ball.
Yeah, I saw
Like,
a lot of people
he's
say,
struck out
like,
there.
why bite the Union style here? Like, do something new.
But just keep it simple. Like, this looks too, maybe it's too simple. I don't know.
It is bad.
Yeah.
So there's your City Connect jersey. They're going to be wearing them every Friday home game for the remainder of the season.
Get, in total, I believe it's 12 Fridays. Yes, every home Friday. We get 12 home Fridays. Whoa. Starting next Friday.
Well, I'm a sucker for a hat, so there's a good chance I do buy that hat, but we'll see. It does have the skyline and the bell there. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So the game tonight, Aaron Nola obviously goes 5 2/3. That was very, very encouraging. I think the next most encouraging thing for me was just Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber's there right on his heels, but Bryce Harper again is locked in. You just kind of see it. He's hitting the ball to left center. He's got control of the strike zone. Bryce Harper is officially out of whatever funk he started the year in. Hopefully we don't have to worry about his back ever again, and that's all behind us. But he looks like he's ready to play some baseball.
He does. Bryce Harper is back. Bryce Harper definitely looks good. To have a double to start the game and just the way that he continued throughout, very steady. Honestly, just giving you some solid at-bats. Ended up having in total 3 hits. In his 5 at-bats, also that RBI. But, this is what you need and expect. You don't even have to, although we'll take it. We will gladly take it. You don't have to have a 3 home run with a grand slam every night. That's not the expectation.
Wait, that's not normal?
No, but we would love that. So don't, keep that coming. But overall, this is the Bryce Harper that you need, Mr. Steady. And I love all the fanatic that he's always wearing and all the green. It's very Christmassy.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber was good this evening. Another 2 singles. All he does is hit singles. Kyle Schwarber looks good again. And then the other guy that kind of jumped out a little bit was Brandon Marsh tonight. Tremendous play in left field. Got the sac fly early on with Bryce's double to get him home. I believe that's the sequence there, right? Do I have that right? Anyway, Brandon Marsh got a sac fly. I don't know if it was Bryce that scored or not. But Brandon Marsh is fully stepping into does not need to be platoon. He's an everyday type of player, even versus a lefty. I know Patrick Corbin sucks. This could be what the coaches did last year with Bryson Stott, whereas they selectively give him lefties that they think he can hit and build the confidence with. Patrick Corbin is horrible. So, Brandon Marsh got the start there. We'll see if he starts now versus most lefties or if this was like the Patrick Corbin exception to the rule.
Yeah.
So TBD there, but Brandon Marsh, again, you read his stat line the other day. What is he? He's a 3rd Mickey Mantle, a 3rd Hank Aaron, and a 3rd Mike Trout or something like that.
Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, and Mike Trout.
Yeah, just making stats up. Just cherry picking stats to make them look like Babe
It's a real
Ruth and
stat.
Somebody's on
Ohtani
base
and Mookie
isn't
Betts.
affected by their power.
And batting average, on base percentage. Yeah.
Listen, man, there's worse
Patrick
stats to have. If that's what's going to happen, I'll take it.
Patrick Corbin, it's insane actually that he has given up the most across Major League Baseball, like last year, hits, runs, home runs. And this was it was a get right day. Now, the Phillies only scored 4 runs on him. Should have had more. But again, a win is a win. Sure. But overall, it was a good, steady day. Slender, skinny, whatever you want to call him, Schwarber continues just dishing out the singles. Huh?
Ozempic Schwarber.
Ozempic.
The Hollywood, drug that everybody loses weight on.
I don't know about drugs.
Well, it's over the counter.
I'm just kidding.
Not the good stuff, Renee. The over the counter stuff. The Ozempic. You've heard of Ozempic?
Sure.
Okay. You're just placating me. Have you heard of Ozempic?
I'm placating you. Sure.
Have you heard of Ozempic?
No, I've not heard of Ozempic.
Tyler, have you heard of Ozempic?
Drug? What does it do?
It's a weight loss drug.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It's like all the rage.
Oh,
It started out in like Hollywood, and then everybody started asking their
Okay.
doctors for it. So maybe Schwarber's on Ozempic.
Maybe. I mean, whatever he's doing, it's clearly working because he looks great.
spry
He's
out
moving
there.
great. He looks healthy too. It's a healthy weight loss. Sometimes people lose weight and their head looks too big or something, looks disproportionate. He must have had some Ozempic.
Ozempic. Yeah.
Ozempic.
There you
Maybe
go.
that's what he got. Maybe. But Brandon Marsh continues to be steady as well. Jamie just always educating me on some new things I didn't even know about.
Ozempic. Oprah loves it. Yeah, Mickey Durkin knows.
I don't know much about that life.
I'm shocked. It's been like a flash word and like, yeah.
I don't know.
Now it's one of those things. Now that you've heard it, you're gonna start seeing it everywhere and be like, "Oh, that Jamie really is observant."
You know, there is an O word that I'm very familiar with. That's Olipop. The world's first functional soda with a classic soda taste. If you want a twist, you've got Olipop for that. They've got all the benefits of plant-based fiber, prebiotics, and other botanical ingredients to support gut health. I know you guys were drinking on your Olipop as we were watching the game. Olipop gives you a lot of different options there. First of all, it's healthy for you. It's a new kind of soda with only 2 to 5 grams of sugar and 9 grams of fiber per can. And then also with Olipop, they really help with your gut health because did you know, you might not have known about all these things going on in Hollywood, but you may not have known this either. 2 out of 3 Americans say they suffer from digestive issues. We've done the poll of the room. That means 2 of us in this room right now are dealing with gut health issues. And so with Olipop, they are tackling that issue, making sure to get you all the fiber that you need, get your gut feeling good, get your body feeling great, getting plenty of fiber. They use functional ingredients that combine the benefits of those prebiotics and plant microbiomes as a great solution to your digestion problems. And then in addition to that, they've got great flavors. As you can see over my shoulder, we've got some lovely Olipop in our studio in our adorable little fridge here. And you guys can have these flavors too. They've got everything. Classic root beer, vintage cola, orange squeeze, classic grape. They've got a strawberry vanilla, a cream soda. I love a cream soda. Cherry cola. They've got a Dr. Goodwin and even a lemon lime flavor. Lots of options to choose from and also lots of places to buy them. Olipop is available in about 30,000 retail stores nationwide. Wawa. I keep seeing people with Wawa, the red Wawa bags. Hopefully they had some Olipop in those bags because you can find Olipop at Wawa, Target, Sprouts, Wegmans, GoPuff, ShopRite, or if you don't feel like going to the store, you can also shop them online. You've got Olipop at drinkolipop.com or on Amazon. And make sure you use that code PHLY20 for 20% off of your next Olipop order. Now, that discount does only apply to any first-time or one-time order, not a subscription. But you can use that code PHLY20, get 20% off, and make sure you take advantage of shopping for Olipop online or in stores today.
Yeah, I saw some earlier today in Target when I was there shopping. And you know what I didn't see in Target because Pennsylvania's stupid and they don't sell beer in convenience stores? That's Miller Lite. But the beauty of Miller Lite is most places that do sell beer are going to have Miller Lite waiting for you. And it's the beer drinker's light beer. It's the original light beer since 1975. And sometimes when friends and family are around, if you're like me, you just love being in the backyard. Maybe watching the Phils, maybe watching the Women's Final Four, maybe watching a Sixers or Flyers playoff push. Whatever it may be, when friends and family are around, get the light beer that everybody loves. It's Miller Lite since 1975. A lot has changed over the years, but the delicious taste of Miller Lite has not. They keep everything that matters and gets rid of all the stuff that you don't need, which is great because, you know, look, it's going to be beach season here, boys, ladies, and gentlemen. It's only 96 calories per 12 ounces. You don't feel bloated drinking those heavy IPAs and all that because Miller Lite keeps it simple. Undebatable quality, great taste, and only 96 calories. It's a light beer that has everything that you want and holds on to what matters most. A light beer that tastes like beer should. Less filling and only 96 calories. The original light beer since 1975, and times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered directly to your door, go to MillerLite.com/PHLY-Phils, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces. All right, Tyler has a little screen share for us, and anytime I hear the name Patrick Corbin, I want to grab a Miller Lite and drink and just be thankful for the bullet that the Phillies dodged. Patrick Corbin is one of the absolute worst contracts in baseball. Somehow not as bad as Anthony Rendon, but he came through Citizens Bank Park. What was that, 4 years ago now? Maybe 5. And he ended up getting what? I'm going to look it up right now. I want to say it was $128 million, something like that. Let's see here. It was a 6-year, $140 million deal. And there he is on the tour through Citizens Bank Park when they're giving him the red carpet treatment. Patrick Corbin is one of the all-time, like, thank God they didn't sign him because that contract is a waste. He stinks, and the Nats regret every single second of that. So I can't see Patrick Corbin and not think of that stupid picture and think how lucky we are that he's not a Philly.
Oh, man. What a time. What a time. It's just a reminder of how quickly things can change because it's funny if you do a quick Patrick Corbin Phillies search and you look at some past articles and how much we all, not we, but
sure
many
some
people were
raving
about Patrick Corbin, about how there's so many teams interested in him and rightfully so, and how spectacular and durable he is. He is still durable. I will give him that. He definitely still can get you a lot of innings. Now, what you're going to get in those innings, that's a totally different question. That's up for grabs. Now, Patrick Corbin, as you mentioned, definitely fallen off the deep end. And I really could not get over the fact that at one point, he was the one that the Phillies were opening their gates for and giving him rolling out the red carpet for. And now he's one of the worst in Major League Baseball with the amount of hits and runs that he's given up in the last season alone. So thank goodness Patrick Corbin is playing against the Phillies and not with the Phillies because, nice to not see him here.
Who is that? Crawley, 26. And they said only got 4 runs off of him.
I know.
Look, that's kind of the elephant in the room. Is this probably should have been like a 9-0 win, an 8-0 win. It should have been more than 4 runs. The Phillies did strand a lot of guys on bases tonight.
The final number.
They did not take advantage of situations. Now, this stat is going to blow your doors off, and this is courtesy of Baseball Paul Boyer on Twitter. The Phillies have equaled their 2023 total ground into double plays with the bases loaded already. 3. That's how many they had last year. The Phillies grounded into double plays twice tonight with 1 out and the bases loaded.
Yikes.
Come on.
Yikes.
Like 3 ground into double plays in what? Is that 7 games now? Guys. It's not like something you can just easily fix, but like,
no,
that's gotta stop. You can't. You have to take it. You have to get a ball in the outfield. Somebody's got to get a ball in the out. It's not going to be Johan Rojas. We'll talk about him in a second. But he did do that tonight. That's really bad. 2 double play bases loaded situations.
Yay.
If you're playing a better team, you probably aren't getting a win tonight. They should have had a lot more versus Patrick Corbin. They let him hang around. That's kind of unfortunate. It sucks to complain after a win, but like if you're playing the Braves or the Dodgers or the Cubs or the Diamondbacks or any of these teams and you leave as many men on base tonight as they did, you're probably not going to be talking about a win.
No. I mean, okay, here's one thing. We saw Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos get off to Schneid a little bit. They were combined 1 hit and 28 at-bats. In their last total 28 at-bats together, they got a little bit off of the slump. But I remember the top of the 8th, they said the stat that the Phillies at the time were 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And as we saw, not only are you leaving runners stranded, stop, as you mentioned, with the double plays. It's like that. That's what makes it even worse because you actually are setting yourselves up in a nice way. You've got 2 guys on base or 3 guys on base at a time, and you're the inning's ending. And then what makes it worse, Jamie? Not only are we seeing batters struggle, what is going on with the base running? There's been some really odd plays at time, and
well, tonight was Bryce that was unacceptable.
Right, one time. It's Yoro. You're like, oh, he's got to be better than that. You see it again. We saw Bryce do a really bananas thing today, and I was kind of like, huh?
I don't know what Bryce was doing.
I don't know.
I guess he thought they weren't paying attention to him, and he might be able to get home. But like, hey, and Bryce knows this. Like, we'd take the out between first and second, and not sacrifice the guy on third.
Right.
Like that was just.
There was a moment I know Bryson Stott got caught at one point too, where he was like in between earlier in the game, like 3rd inning. Bryce definitely had it happen. Just some, overall, you look at this game and exactly as you mentioned, it's a 4-0 shutout win against the Nats against Patrick Corbin, and it should have and could have, and we would all like that it actually ended up being a lot more than that, because any other team, you can't have these oopses and double plays and mistakes. I just hope that.
And oopses, huh?
Oopses. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it oops. it's like those moments where I feel like you just aren't thinking, like you just shut off and you're just like, oops, I did it again.
That's Britney Spears.
Don't start. It's too late. It's Friday night.
That's what I call music. Volume 2.
It's Friday night.
That is on volume 2. Now that's what I call music. We found that out the other day, guys.
40 minutes from the weekend. Don't start.
Not only do we do these random deep dives on the show, but don't worry, we go down rabbit holes off the show too.
I don't know. That just makes me think of that Britney Spears music video, Tyler. And I'm kind of okay with that.
Oops, I did it again.
Britney, she's crazy these days.
Don't catch her around some knives. But anyways,
her Instagram is very uncomfortable.
Do you?
I follow it.
Why do you follow her Instagram, JB?
Because she's losing her mind, and I'm
Why
like,
are you
watching
following though?
Well, because I loved Britney at one point.
Oh, we all did.
Yeah,
we all liked Britney.
And now
we all
I'm
either
watching...
had a crush on her, or in my case, wanted to be her.
Yeah,
I was a black Britney.
Yeah,
in my mind.
That's what I always thought of you. But yeah, like watching her lose her mind. Anyway, Tyler, you have some advanced numbers on Aaron Nola tonight. When you see it, 6 innings, shutout ball, 2 hits, very impressive.
Any other day, I think this would be even more impressive if it wasn't the Nationals.
Yeah, but Tyler had said the advanced analytics are not that sexy.
Tonight seemed like one of those nights where if you are the box score reader, advanced stat nerd person, you're not going to like Aaron Nola's night. But then you watch the game and you realize he worked out of some spots and he did what he needed to do to get the job done. And he ended up going 5 2/3 and, walking 4 and striking out 4. But more importantly, keeping a team off the scoreboard, especially when he wasn't perfect. So some of the numbers that were a tad concerning, the velocity was down a little bit today. It was his max velo was only at 92.4 on his fastball, and he averaged in at about low 91, 91.1, 91.2, something along those lines. But the one thing to me that kind of jumped out a little bit, I was kind of surprised that he gave up 7 hit balls, 7 batted balls that were over 96 miles an hour exit velocity. The Nationals had 2 hits off of those, so you could look at it one of 2 ways. You could say that Aaron Nola did a really good job of limiting damage, and that is potentially true because Luis Garcia's double off of him was at 102. The only other base hit that they had was a 90-mile-an-hour single by C.J. Abrams that qualifies for that particular number. But some of the expected batting averages off of the balls that were put in play tonight, 980, 830 was an out, 530 was an out, 380 was an out, a couple of 330s were outs. So like if you were that person who just box score read and advanced stat read, you would look at this and go, wow, he got hit hard tonight. But on the inverse, if you want to say this, like use your eyeballs and watch the game, he did what he needed to do to get out of situations when he clearly didn't have his best stuff. The command wasn't totally fluid tonight. He was only, like I said, he was only throwing about 91 on average on his fastball. So you take the numbers, put them into a vacuum, they seem kind of ugly. You watch the game and the result that followed, and you're much more happy with the result. So it's kind of one of those, like, it's the 2 kids like on the bus sitting out the window, and the one kid's looking at like the rays of sunshine, and the other kid's looking at the wall, and it's just the big rocks, and he's sad. It's kind of like advanced stats.
Results.
My eyeballs tell me.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's an ugly win, and there's no way to carve it up. And as you mentioned, if you look deeper within the box score, though, Aaron Nola got himself out of some situations, but in general, the Phillies found a way to hold the Nationals scoreless, get the win, and score runs. Yes, we all would have liked more than 4 runs, but this team has struggled so far to start off the season. The one person, Kyle Schwarber, who did account for 3 of the Phillies' 4 scored runs in one way or the other, is not struggling so far. Brandon Marsh is looking like he's got pep to his step. But these types of games are so important for the Nick Castellanos, even a Bryson Stott, definitely a Johan Rojas, and Aaron Nola, to be honest, after having a poor performance in his first start. These are the types of games that allow them to kind of work through that ugly, get the kinks out, see if you can get them going a little bit. So those are some interesting numbers. I'm taking the ray of sunshine on that.
Yeah, and as Mickey Durkin says in the chat, don't forget we can always just blame the out-of-town scoreboard when things don't go well.
When in doubt.
That's a good excuse to have in the back pocket for the remainder of the year. Just blame the out-of-town scoreboard. A couple other notes I had during the game here. Matt Strahm very good. Tyler's boy stepped in and, basically carried you to the end.
I'm liking Max Strom's game.
Yeah, Strom has been very valuable for this team. Sir Anthony, I think this is the best his breaking ball has looked so far this year. He looked pretty solid. And with him, you just got to take the baby steps. And then finally, Jose Alvarado came in to close it out. Kind of got squeezed on that first batter. And then it wasn't an issue after that. And he looks like he's primed for a really good season as well. Yeah. So outside of that, bullpen help is going to be on the way in about 4 days from now because Orion Kirkarine.
Orion's coming back.
Parts. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's like this.
You got to do the wow at the end or wow, or whatever it is.
I feel like it's.
Oh boy.
We've lost her.
She's got the giggles. Let's just wait it out. Oh, snort. Take it away. Orion Kirkarine tonight down in Clearwater. Faced 5 batters. He had, Tyler, tell me if this is good. 4 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
His velocity was between 96 and 98 miles per hour.
Love it. And a couple people that showed video said his sweeper was unfair. He was locating his fastball beautifully. So we will get him on the 9th back in Philadelphia. So that's a big boost to the bullpen, no doubt about it. So it'll be exciting to get him up here very soon. And Renee, my mother-in-law the other day said, "Hey, I want to get the girls tickets to Raffy because he's coming to the Mets soon." She said, "Do you know where I can get like the best tickets?" And I said, "Suzanne, do I ever?" And I got a code for you on top of it. Have you heard about the Game Time app? I said, it's the fastest growing ticket app in the country. And I'll save you that service fee. Use code PHLY. Because, yes, use the code. It doesn't matter if it's sporting events, a comedy event, a theater event, a music show, maybe WrestleMania, if you're sick enough to go pay secondary market prices for those tickets this weekend. Yeah, geez, I don't know where people get this money. But Game Time has your back. It's the fastest growing ticket app in the country for a reason, because buying tickets should never be a hassle or be stressful. Game Time is fast and easy, and they give you killer minute last deals. My wife's coworker, this was a secondhand unsolicited story, had a incident arise. She was telling my wife on Friday, because my wife was like, "Wow, I've heard about Game Time twice today." Her coworker got tickets. Something happened where they didn't get the tickets they wanted and it got bumped to another area. They said, "Hey, Game Time, that's not what we had in mind." Game Time took care of the difference and got them better tickets down lower. No questions asked.
Wow, you're a walk-in Game Time ad.
Game Time came through for the Lynch family big time on Friday. So check it out. It's easy to use. 2 taps and you're set. And the tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you don't have to go digging through your emails and all that crap. So check out the Game Time app. Snag the tickets without the stress. Download the Game Time app. Just create an account and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Just create an account and redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Mickey's saying, thank you. You're saying some kind words. That late night Renee rocks. I'm actually like a 5-year-old, and the later it gets, the worse I get. Like me in the morning, that's me mellow.
Wait, normal time, 11 a.m. Renee is mellow Renee?
Apparently.
I'm a morning person, so I wake up very ready to go, calm, cool, and collected. And you know what else helps me get going in the morning? It's my breakfast, and I get started with Bagels & Co.
I'm still thinking about that pretzel bagel I had last week.
Over at Bagels & Co., you don't have to think about the pretzel bagel. You can eat it. You can buy it. You can find it yourself. Bagels & Co. is everywhere around the city. I know I passed them down around Broad Street. They're in Center City area. They've got a lot of locations for you, and they've got a lot of options for you. They've got tons of cream cheeses, about 30 different flavors of cream cheeses. They had a Valentine's Day, a St. Patrick's Day flavored cream cheese. They also have 15 to 20 different flavored bagels. So they're giving you a variety of seasonal options and festive ones. You know we love the holidays here, guys. All of us, every single one of us loves the holidays. And they also have some festive options for you for cream cheeses and bagels. Plenty of schmears and cream cheeses for your bagels, as well as some good sandwiches. You know I love the pork and egg. No cheese. Hold the cheese, please. No queso. But their pork and egg is amazing. Lots and lots of slices of pork. It's meaty. It's falling out the bagel. Delicious. Large bagels, large sandwiches. And they give you that Brooklyn-style bagel right here in Philly. You don't have to go trekking up to New York or even North Jersey. No. Stay here, get those delicious bagels right in our backyard at Bagels & Co. And on top of that, great prices, because who doesn't love to eat breakfast for a good price? Start your day off delicious and at a low price. With affordable prices, they allow you to make sure you can have delicious food without having to break the bank. So for the best Brooklyn-style bagels right here in Philly, that mom and pop shop feel in our very own backyard, head over to thebagelsandco.com/store-locator. Find the location nearest you. And you're welcome, because Bagels & Co. has some delicious options. So find that closest Bagels & Co. near you. Start your days off right, because who doesn't love to start the mornings off the right way? Or lunch. Maybe it's lunchtime or dinner and you want a breakfast sandwich. But whatever it is, head over to Bagels & Co. and check out the location and the options and enjoy all the great variety and flavors that they've got there.
During the game, the Phillies actually made a move.
Yes, they did. Breaking news, guys.
Yeah.
Hot off the presses.
Get excited, everyone. The Phillies acquired Jose Rodriguez, a second baseman shortstop from the Chicago White Sox organization. He immediately enters the Phillies' top 30 prospects. His scouting grades are a hit of a 50, power of a 45, run of 50, arm of 50, field of 50, overall 40 on the scouting grade metric scale there. So get excited, everyone. Jose Rodriguez is going to join the mix. I think I saw he's going to Reading to start the year. So big news there.
Breaking news. Woohoo. Now, Jose Rodriguez definitely passes the name test.
Sounds like a ball player.
Sounds ballerific for sure. He does start, as you mentioned, Double-A with Reading. For Jose to be the trade for cash considerations.
That's never fun.
The White Sox essentially just making room on their 40-man roster. But Jose, 22 years old, nice 6'. Well, his height is actually different in different spots. It's 5'11" and 6'2". He's somewhere probably in the middle. But yeah, welcome. I guess I don't really have much to say about him, but welcome to the
He might not
Reading.
even be a real person, but the Phillies acquired him.
I see a picture, and he's got a birthday. He was born. Oh, his birthday's actually coming up, May 13th.
Tom McCarthy said during
Happy
the
early
broadcast
birthday.
tonight, I think he had 28 home runs between single and Double-A last year. So, they acquired another middle infielder. Get excited, everybody.
Yeah, he had 18 home runs in Birmingham and 87 games in Double-A.
Yeah,
54 RBIs, 264. He doesn't walk a ton. He struck out about 90. Struck out 95 times in 87 games. Primarily a singles. Well, I shouldn't say primarily a singles hitter. He does have 35 extra base hits and 101 out of his 101 hits. Slash line 264, 297, 450. That was all in Double-A.
Yeah, he did it, as you mentioned, those 21 home runs last year.
Yeah.
He's got numbers. He's got stats.
All right, so looking ahead to the weekend here, we have a 4:05 game tomorrow and a 1:35 game on Sunday. Ranger Suarez is going to be taking the mound tomorrow versus Jake Irwin. You know how I feel about Ranger. Do I have to say it? He's going to take care of business.
You love Ranger.
I do.
Is he your favorite?
I think he's my favorite Philly.
Is he your favorite baseball player? Favorite athlete? Or is he in your top 5?
Currently?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think I hear you talk about anybody as much as Ranger.
I mean, Bryce Harper's up there. But Ranger he warms my soul.
So do you guys want the numbers for the Nationals against Ranger Suarez in his career?
I would love the numbers, Tyler.
All right, so 79 at-bats against Ranger Suarez for this Nationals team. What we assume to be, the starting lineup. 21 hits. They hit 266 off of them, 266, 310, 481 split. 3 home runs, 2 of them from Ildemaro Vargas, the other from Joey Manassas. The guys that have good numbers against them, Lane Thomas, 6 for 19. With 2 extra base hits and 2 RBIs. Vargas is 8 for 16, hitting 500 against Ranger Suarez. Some of the guys that don't have good numbers, Luis Garcia is 0 for 6, as is C.J. Abrams. Riley Adams is 3 for 12 against them. Kybert Ruiz is also 0 for 3. So a couple of guys in their lineup that we would expect to see tomorrow that have that don't fare very well against them. A couple of guys that have had some success.
Yeah, I think Ranger will get it done. And then on Sunday, hopefully the Phillies are going for a series sweep here because this month you got to take advantage of the kind of crap schedule you have. Christopher Sanchez, who was spectacular in his first outing, is going to face off against fellow lefty Mackenzie Gore on Sunday. So we talked about Brandon Marsh earlier. It'll be interesting to see if Brandon Marsh gets to start again on Sunday. Mackenzie Gore also, not great. It might be one of those things where they see him as an opportunity to hit him. Or it could be if Brandon Marsh is facing lefties every time it comes around, he's just straight up your everyday, left fielder. Now, the Johan Rojas discussion, I don't want to talk about it every single day because everybody knows how I feel, but I did find it interesting. It was Ruben Amaro with Tom McCarthy in the booth tonight. And of course, Tom being the pro that he is, Ruben's an executive. And he kind of said to him, like, okay, Rube, like, more or less, like, how long do you give him? And Ruben said what we've said, like, at some point this becomes detrimental for him if he feels like he's drowning at the major league level. It's going to be interesting. Their entire offseason was built around Rojas being the everyday center fielder. And you brought in Whit Merrifield, but the point Rube brought up was how do they feel about Brandon Marsh, which is interesting to me that they would have any sort of doubt that Brandon Marsh could do it since he's done it. But Ruben went on to say, like, how do they feel about putting Brandon Marsh back as the everyday center fielder? And I went, oh, that's interesting. They should feel fine about it because Brandon Marsh is a really good fielder. So if Ruben and Tom are talking about it on the broadcast, it's probably at the early stages of being discussed in the building. So it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and listen, for Brandon Marsh specifically, he's proving so far, because it's still very early in the season, why these conversations and questions about him need to be put to rest. Whether it's center field or not, Brandon Marsh he's playing with confidence, swag, edge. He's playing consistently. Yeah. And when you look at this team, who coming into today was ranked 21st of all teams across Major League Baseball in batting average, 20th in OPS at 660. Of course, of their 25 runs they had scored prior to tonight, they had just 11 total runs across 4 losses. There's been a lot of guys struggling, unfortunately. And yes, Johan Rojas is a big one that we've talked about many times, but Brandon Marsh is not one of the ones struggling. He's been one that's been consistent. And I think, to be honest, a big part of it is he knows, just as we've talked about it and heard about it, there's been questions about, can he be an everyday starter? Can he play if needed, center field, and maybe if you're moving Johan out? And Brandon Marsh is showing us wherever he's needed, he's going to be fine. He's ready to go. And I like the way that he's been playing because I just enjoy the fact he always looks like he wants to be out there. And I'm not saying guys have to be out there all smiley and giddy and rah-rah, but Brandon Marsh just always looks like he's having fun, always looks like he's enjoying just playing baseball. And when you get a chance to just play and you're not like overthinking and looking stressed out every day, that's when your game really can come through. So I'm glad that he's really showing that he can be and should be an everyday player, regardless of where he is in the outfield. And then for Johan Rojas, it's the same conversation we've had every single day. But as we know, they're going to give him some time to work through it and see what he can do. He did at least hit past the outfield today, Jamie.
Yeah, he got one. It was an out. It was an out, but it was a ball in the air. So that was something.
Yeah.
All right, movie reference time.
Oh no!
You just said he got one. Movie reference. He got 2.
Friday night or not?
It's not a sports movie.
Yeah, then I.
Is that scene about a baby?
No, it's Jingle All the Way. When they're diving for
I
the
love
balls, and
that
Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger is like, he's got 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it, how'd I not
I think
get
I've
it?
seen that.
All
Like
right,
once.
so it's a terrible movie, and I hate it with a passion.
Okay, I love that movie. Seriously?
I think it stinks, but
Wow.
that's a debate that I have with my family all the time. I don't like it at all.
Not you bringing up a movie that you don't even like. I think it's a classic Christmas movie. Are you kidding?
I mean, you can quote movies you don't like just because like there's bad songs for good artists. There's good songs for bad artists. There's good lines in bad movies.
This man. Jingle All the Way is so good, guys. We're going to watch it this Christmas.
Yeah, I probably won't.
By the way, it is halftime right now of the Iowa-UConn game.
Who's up?
Guess.
UConn.
Oh, you're correct. It's 32-26.
All right, Paige.
You got to get to the second half.
My daughter's Paige, so I got to go Paige over Caitlin.
She only has 7 points right now.
It's fine. I got to root Paige over Caitlin.
It's a low-scoring game. Yeah, for sure.
Because I have a Paige in my life. So
Caitlin Clark apparently has 12 turnovers tonight.
12?
12 in the first half.
She's got double the amount of turnovers as she does points.
6 points, 12 turnovers.
My suggestion to her would be to stop turning it over.
That's bold strategy, Colin.
Wow, great coaching right there. That's why your fantasy team's middle of the pack.
Tyler, I don't think she has any idea how long a fantasy baseball
Yeah, you do realize it's a 20-week season, right?
I don't care because, guys, everybody in the chat, Lisa, Greg, Mickey, everybody that's here, all of you, first of all, hit that thumbs up button while you're here. Just a reminder, Ray, for anybody that doesn't know, Barbara, Carl, let me give the whole crew some love, some crew love. Chris, Kevin, listen, we're 2 weeks into fantasy baseball. And I'm in the same league as Jamie. Tyler didn't even want to be in our league because he knew the L that he'd be getting. And yes, I'm winning, as you can tell by my trash
I just want you to know I have the highest percentage to make the playoffs of all 20 teams across 2 leagues.
I don't care.
And that was me before the season started.
Yeah.
No, it's now.
I don't care about that stat.
That's updated.
The more important stat is.
No, I said before the season started.
My Bryce Betts are washed team is rolling along, sitting in first place across the league.
Renee, let me tell you, when people have the conversation about their fantasy football teams, nobody cares.
No
about
one
your
cares.
Fantasy football.
I'm loving this. It's just another reason for me to be able to be competitive with you guys.
I will say the one rule I have about fantasy football is if you tell me about your team, you are legally obligated to hear about my team.
Yes.
Well, I'm making some cuts this weekend.
You can ask questions about who to start.
By the way, speaking of teams, and I intentionally have not picked guys on my fantasy league from specific teams because you have issues like the Rockies. They did actually win today, but they almost blew it. I know there's another team that had a big comeback today that, what game was that I was looking at? Around the league, there's been quite some results. Basically, what I'm getting at is, as frustrated as we may be with the Phillies at times, it could definitely always be worse.
Yeah, you could be Spencer Strider right now. He is not having a good start to the year. Spencer Strider, the Braves and Diamondbacks are all tied up at 5.
Oh, it was 5-2.
Yeah, well, Spencer Strider on the year so far, tonight in Atlanta, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 walks, 5 runs. His ERA is like 7 to start the year. So not a great start to the year for Spencer Strider there. Let's go Diamondbacks. They're tied up in the 11th inning. It looks like it's going to. The Rangers are beating the Astros pretty good. Brewers beating up the Mariners. And by the way, I've already seen some idiotic Rhys Hoskins takes.
Oh my gosh. Why are we already there talking about how the Phillies made a mistake letting Rhys go?
It's already like...
That's worse than me bragging about my fantasy baseball team. Oh,
yeah, it's worse.
It's 1,000% worse.
It's worse.
Way worse.
The Yankees lose to the Blue Jays today. The Red Sox get a win. The Tigers and your team, Tyler, gets another win. They're the hottest team in baseball, more or less. The Cubs beat Ohtani and the Dodgers in Wrigley today. The Rockies got a
home run.
A walk-off grand slam to win it for the Colorado Rockies. The Orioles beat the Pirates. The Giants beat the Padres. That was also on a walk-off home run. The Mets, unfortunately, got a win. The Phillies got a win. And the Royals beat the White Sox. The NL East kind of sucks a little bit. That's the takeaway from the start of the year.
Well, the team that's really sucking in the NL East, that's winless.
The Marlins.
The Marlins. 0-8. Well, one of my fantasy guys is on the Marlins. He's doing pretty good. But the team is sucking.
They had a female GM last year and basically let her go.
The Rockies have more wins than the Marlins, the A's, and the White Sox.
Biting the Marlins in the ass for that one. That's going to do it for us here at PHLY Phillies. Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone. I really hope the Phillies sweep this series and end the Nationals. That would be...
So you need 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Right?
Yes. You need,
you
need to take 2 out of 3.
They cannot lose this series.
You should be able to sweep
them.
Do
not lose this series.
With sweet, adorable little Ranger on the mound tomorrow and Christopher Sanchez on Sunday. You should be able to sweep their ass.
One more time. Sweet. You got to... I can't do both parts.
It's pretty good, though, right?
Not the beat.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be on the beat, Renee. For Renee Washington, Tyler Zulli, make sure you're checking out everything going on here at PHLY. The Anthony Gargano show is live 9 a.m. every day. Sixers and Flyers are in a playoff push. The Eagles have a draft coming up. We got a lot of great stuff happening and a couple more announcements in the near future, which we're excited to tell you about. But have a great weekend, everyone. We love you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. And we will be back on Monday morning at 11 a.m. We'll see you then.
Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.